Hi, my name is Nick Grono and I'm the CEO of the Freedom Fund. I'm delighted to be speaking to you today from my home in London. I'm particularly delighted to be celebrating the wonderful work of Martina and the Human Trafficking Legal Center. I'm a huge fan of all that they are doing. Martina is one of the superstars, and not just of the anti-trafficking space, but of the human rights space more broadly, stretching all the way back to her groundbreaking research on human trafficking by peacekeepers in the Balkans 2 decades ago. Now, I started working in the anti-slavery space back in 2013, and I came to the space as a former lawyer, which meant that I looked at many of these issues through a legal lens. So I was struck in my early days that despite human trafficking and slavery being illegal under international law and in every country, it flourished pretty well everywhere. And it not only flourished, but usually generated high financial returns with almost no risk, because there were almost no prosecutions, and there were almost no cases against companies profiting from forced labor in their supply chains. It was clear that we needed to change this equation. And it also became clear that the person doing by far the most thoughtful and impactful work in this legal space was Martina. And back in those days, Martina was pretty much the Human Trafficking Legal Center. We very quickly collaborated on bringing together donors and lawyers to start focusing more on legal approaches. And we also helped mobilize some funding for the legal center. And we watched with awe at the very impactful work they did with those limited funds. Now, some 7 years later, the tectonic plates are slowly beginning to shift. There is a bigger focus on the need for litigation, particularly when it comes to corporate supply chains. We continue to fund the work of the Human Trafficking Legal Center because we think it is one of the most impactful investments we can make in the anti-trafficking space. And I hope those watching this video who are in a position to financially support their work consider doing so. To truly change the systems that lead to the exploitation of millions around the world, we need to engage the full force of the law. And the organization best placed to do that is the Human Trafficking Legal Center. An investment in their work means many, many fewer children, women and men being trafficked and horrendously exploited. And to me, that's a truly compelling proposition. And I hope you think so too. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your evening.